spiritual warfare, information warfare, physical warfare is a most obvious characteristic of our 3D prison planet. How important for us to maintain the freedom within this 3D prison system by recognizing uh, some of the very obvious things and changing your perspective in regards to what is all these means. How do we translate this kind of awareness and clarity to the collective consciousness? um, Different but similar information, repetitively speaking, have to serve purpose. Um, this is why it is really important for us to get these messages across the board towards the collective consciousness. Simply, when you're empathic souls, we hear often people are saying, well, I'm really empathic, I have awareness, but we stop there, and perhaps people start doing some kind of a tarot card or something to help out the collective. But the most important tool that we need to understand when we are empathic souls, we are spiritually connected light workers, awareness about your environment, the energetic field is a pretty obvious thing. Uh, Especially most of these individuals do not have a choice but to have this awareness and judgment call towards these social circumstances. But one of the things we really have to recognize the importance of these individuals. They are from all throughout the world, in every corner of our globe, in every culture, religion, country. They are very different, very unique. They are empathic souls, but they have awareness. This is the purpose is that we, just like the darkness, we need to have um, agents who recognize the patterns and the energetic vibrational frequencies. The X-ray vision is important. Just like in our nature, we have the kind of medicine that is required for our healing, although we are going farther away from these methods of healing. Does not mean it doesn't exist. The empathic souls have this awareness to X-ray visions into our social structure, because what we notice in our system, we know the difficulties, we recognize the challenging areas, we know the common sense is not there, we know the practical, logical, critical thinking is never there. It's very difficult to comprehend any of the systems that is set up for us. This is our external social structure. But when we have a social structure that doesn't design to enhance, empower our foundation of human species, this is where we run into challenging circumstances. We all noticed last few years the critical care essential workforce was a very critical part of our social structure. But the prices have to be paid. There are enormous level of sacrifices, limitations, and stress that is put on the people that carry the burden of the social structure. We have this awareness, but no one is willing to put things in perspective and say, these are the problematic areas. These policies never change for the hundreds of years, and we need to understand why. and how we can improve. Spiritual spiritual perspectives and understanding is really not optional at this point. It's happening throughout the years, because when the human species struggle, whether it's poor health, poor economic condition, poor mental health, poor physical health, regardless, when we are struggling so tremendously, uh, there is no growth there, because the external systems is not the most trustworthy. We know, if you ever read something about history or understood about history, reading it, understanding it, awareness, we know it's a very toxic circumstances. They are not the most trustworthy. They were hijacking, they were sabotaging communities and countries, and liberation was required. But we, in a circumstances now, we completely rely on these agencies, these kind of institutions, to maintain the structure of human species, and hoping they will move us forward, allowing us to um, grow with the natural vibrational frequencies. But it's extremely clear, uh, it's a deliberate sabotage. No one is questioning, no one is complaining. Even if we complaining, nothing really happened. But over the years, the policies and procedures have been created to further isolate and suppress, and put on an enormous level of burden for the human collective consciousness. This is why we need to um, pay attention, because remember, we are in the school of life. It's a 3D prison planet, but just because it's a 3D prison planet, we don't have to maintain that level of toxicity. We can thrive like in a sanctuary. We can still manage to grow. This is the area that we need to highlight and pay attention. How do we grow? How do we find freedom within this extreme micromanagement and these energy harvesting systems? For example, by empowering ourselves with a little bit of financial freedom, like financial freedom never means we are living, we're spending a paycheck before we bring it home even. So how do we prioritize, and what is necessary for us versus what is extra? It is our own judgment that have to come to surface, where we spend our time and money, because money always get transferred into a level of prison, because the level of work and labor, time away from everything that is required for you to be you, it's get put in a back burner, because we prioritize these employment towards the financial gain. But what we are sacrificing, our health, our well-being, our quality time with ourself, the things or people that is important to us. We are really not creating space for constructive dialogue, because for example, we often hear when somebody passes away, people say, oh my goodness, I wish I said this, and we never had these conversations. No, we have plenty of time. It's just that we haven't had any conversations of any value, anything that is important, because we are wasting time exchanging words that is really nothing to do with our healing and our growth. In the natural system, growth is the natural purpose for life. We hear some people, some of these cult-like groups saying that we don't care about peace and harmony and balance and fairness. We want to bring forward the animalistic behaviors, which is pretty easy to notice the way things are going in our external circumstances. But we have to ask ourselves, because we come to life for growth purpose. Channeling into animalistic behaviors or going towards the darkness, the scarcity, is not your purpose. It's not our purpose. It's not any species. Their purpose is to channel into some darkness and discover what the darkness have in store for us. It's about liberating these darkness, understanding and put things exactly where they belong. This is how we become free of ourselves, because if we're not operating in animalistic behaviors, the scarcity, we are free. We are free from scarcity. So this is another level of liberation, freedom. And we have to ask, if someone is promoting such a way of life, because we are channeling into some wolf or some animalistic behaviors, who is benefiting from them? How convenient that is. So you have a perfectly created scarcity and a perfect flow of low vibrational energy. So we have to understand these entities, these systems, they are not able to survive without uh, the scarcity, without the low vibration. So then if we do what we are meant to do, is grow and heal, someone is going to be left behind. So then it's not such a bad thing, because the exposure happens. Maybe this is when the healing begins. We know that humanity is extremely so desperately struggling to maintain level of joy, maintain level of happiness, because the continuously things are happening to pull you down, keep you low vibrational. We have to pay attention. This is another form of liberation. You know the patterns, you know when it happened. We know how arguments happen, you know how the toxicity happens. So then we are well informed about this, because we recognize it's within us how we become the face become hot and angry, and there's an outburst of disappointment, anger, resentment is happening there. So we are paying attention to these level of toxicity. This is how we maintain freedom in the 3D present planet. We are not, it's not our mission to channel in the darkness and living in darkness indefinitely. So these agents that is craving for this, unable to survive because the lack of toxicity, then it is really not our personal responsibility, because our responsibility towards the growth, harmony and joy, this is the purpose of life. Even within the 3D present planet, we can maintain that level. And when we speak about God, the higher frequency, the enlightened ones, and it's not because we met God, it's not because we read God, things about the books, and it's a deeper level of awareness, what is the most harmonious balance within us. And like the tree of life, its memories of life itself carry something. So it's about remembering who we are, how far we have come. We can only way we can do this is by healing and creating these protection of our energetic frequency layer. So it is like when you're climbing a mountain, the going higher is very tiresome, it's very difficult, but to get that perfect view you have to climb to the top. So there's nothing preventing human species to want to be able to work towards the maximum circumstances within the 3D system. So this is what I am thinking and paying extra attention these days, because when you understand energy, you have a level of protection. It's like the Wi-Fi, is very clear. We understand energy, how it works. If you're going into a father's room or outside of your home, your frequencies get weakened. Then you're farther away from these signals. Same thing like we're struggling to stay healthy, stay youthful, stay vibrant, but the disease are always the disconnection from the energetic vibrational frequency, because your mind, body, spirit is all in one, but your body gets separated from your mind and your spirit. This is when your body get run into problems. In order to maintain your perfect harmony, you need to stay connected. These vibrational frequencies have to be strong at all times, because this is what support life. We maintain that by releasing some of the toxicities, understanding about growth, the spirituality, and the connection to the source God that fuels your life. Then you don't really have to try extra hard and looking for external method, because it's all within you. The power is all within us. The more you get disconnected from mind, body, spirit, the body get pushed out, but your mind and spirit is the energy center. You have to maintain that level of clarity. This is how you maintain your health, your vibrancy, and this is another important part, and this is another level of freedom, because when you are sickly, when you're stationary, you're really not thinking about finding clarity or growth. This is why the circumstances set up so extremely strongly to make you stationary, make you sick, make you separate from your higher self consciousness. When you are like that, you are sickly, you are also going through the level of humiliation, and it's really nothing enjoyable about getting stuck with some sort of diseases or side effects, and trying to barely get by with the poor health, ill health. So this is another way of looking at how we overcome these challenging circumstances. Uh, uh, Peace at heart, joy at heart, balance at heart, it really gives your very clear energetic frequencies within you. You have a happy families, you have happy communities and countries. This is how we look at life, because we are here for growth. We don't go backward because we have to channel some animalistic or some scarcity behaviors, thinking this is another dimension. Maybe it is, but it is not the purpose of growth. The discomfort is something you have to feel, you have to live with. So we liberate ourselves, we create freedom for ourselves by paying attention to these challenging areas. Although we speak about similar things repetitively, the uh, characteristic of our system is we go through the same lessons repetitively because there is something that we need to bring forward, and it's another opportunity for us to release from the scarcity and the toxicity. So the purpose and the key word is remembering who you are is happening gradually, effortlessly, because you are staying true to yourself. You prioritize maintaining mind, body, spirit connection at all times. This is when you have a freedom for health, freedom for finances, not necessarily the finances, but it happens because you recognize your self-worth. You refuse to be sickly and stationary and um, scarcity, paranoia to consume your life. Instead, you are having some kind of faith and hope. Um, this At this point, the economic system is really highly inflated, extremely corrupted system. So it is not our responsibility to flush things down the toilet. We need to recognize that system that no longer can handle because of the level of corruption. The lack of transparency is very visible when you have to um, sacrifice a lot, especially the essential workforce. They are the one who is bearing the burden because the resources are really hard to come by for these people. So there's nothing extra there. You don't have energy now. Your health is suffering, so you don't have a clarity. So this is the areas that is extremely challenging. So uh, working towards something that's extremely corrupted, not sustainable, further is really ignoring the fact, looking to join into a system that is not sustainable. So this is what we have to pay attention to, and it's pretty obvious. Signs are there. Everything is unaffordable. Basic things like shelter, like your housing and your accommodation. These are signs. They don't happen overnight. It happens gradually, year after year. But we weren't paying attention. We just want to join in and get that house very desperately because it's something not luxurious, but it's a necessity. But because of um, our ignorant, because we aren't thinking clearly, uh, we having hard time making these judgment calls. We want to join in with everybody else, and you can't really blame this human spirit always wanting to do better, be better, but the unknowingly we get drawn into the extreme level of discomfort to maintain life here in a 3D prison planet. But we have all the powers, and this is what we have to recognize and start thinking a little bit differently, and we can always find time and space to heal one little thing, have that dialogue, couple of different words, but it's going to improve your interpersonal relationships and how you look at life, and very least you're going to release some of the health complications and burdens you're carrying on because you have a little bit more clarity, understand about your balancing your chakras and your solar plexus and your heart chakra. All of these things, even me might remember that a while ago you were really unable to express yourself, and because of the a trauma bonding, right? Because we haven't done any healing. You're insecure, you have low self-esteem, and all of these things. This is how we get into these patterns of toxicity and forget how to overcome. But it's a possibility, one step at a time. It's never too late for any kind of growth. After all, it is our purpose, it is our personal responsibility. Thank you. Have a lovely evening.